do it, I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now, I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. I'm ready to do this, show you what the truth is. I step on the field, it's time to get real, I'm feeling so ruthless. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Yeah. So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made of. Get in the game, your moment of fame, show them what you made of. It's time that we stand up, it's time that we man up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up. My time, nothing can keep me from reaching the top. This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to throw down, it's time for the showdown. I'm ready to rise, don't be surprised, I'll take on the world now. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top, we're reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top, we're reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up, I'm never
You caught us at the perfect time, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday afternoon means ASL is back at it again. 2 different divisions here for you today for Fortnite Battle Royale. I'm your host, AR. Joining with me is Milo, our co-caster for today. Don't mind him. And we are bringing you the Open Division as well as the Premier Division today. Now, we started off last week with this term number 2. It's been absolutely hot since the get-go, and I can't wait to see what happens this time around. We started with the Open Division just last week, and we got to see these players, new faces, and of course those returning ones that we know and love all the time, go into this new season of Chapter 7, and honestly showcase so much of the new things. We do have that new Thunderburst Assault, or Thunderburst SMG I should say. We do have the redeploy as well, the new shockwave grenades coming through. So much to offer for all of these players. And then the Premier Division as well. Isn't that right, Milo? The Premier Division absolutely hot. There's so much chaos, so much bloodshed going through, because these teams want to be the number 1 teams, the number 1 schools here for term number 2. And Milo is getting all hopped up for this action, ladies and gentlemen. You guys should be too. Of course, all of this brought to you by Acer for Education, Acer Nitro, making this possible. Turn them to a long term, all leading up to that LAN later this year, AGC. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, so much to offer you. 4 games of Fortnite, 2 for the Open, 2 for the Premier. And while everyone is getting ready for Comic-Con, we got to give a shout out to beautiful Peach over in the background, doing the hosting, doing the broadcasting. And because it's a one-man army back there, leaderboards will be done post-games. Not just each game, post the entire division, just to make things a bit easier for my man Peach in the background. But let's talk about the stats. Let's talk about what we've seen since last week. Like I said, that SMG coming in, we've seen players drop purple variants of assault rifles to go ahead and take that SMG instead. The bloom that SMG has is just phenomenal. Of course, the Nemesis assault rifle is back as well. We've seen a couple players take that high damage output. We've also seen the new shotgun in play, and I want to bring a little attention to this because there are the players who have that high risk, high reward mentality taking this new shotgun. But with the 1 slug in that, it's going to be that high risk, high reward. You can hit that high, almost 200 damage, or you can miss your shot completely, which is what we've seen last week, resulting in that player getting eliminated. And of course, that matters so much because those leaderboards that I talked about, of course, always scale off of the kills and placement of these players. On top of that, we've seen the rotations of the overdrive grenades, not only just to rotate into the safety of the zone, but of course get out or chase, I should say rather, the opposing players that may be running away as well. And then the Skyline Deployer, the new zip line that allows you to go ahead and get a free redeploy to anywhere that you want to go. So of course, that being some of the new things, of course the gauntlets as well. We got to see last week the pizza being back for heals, giving you that slap effect. So much in the back pocket for Fortnite, for these players. And here we kick off with the Open Division, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1, 45 players in this lobby as they all say bye-bye to the battle bus and hello to the beautiful map down below. A lot of players heading towards the wonky land area of our map. Humble Hills going to be passed over as well. Frigid Fortress, home to a team. Painted Palms, as always, as we've always seen, a team landing there. And no contesting means that you're going to have all the time in the world to farm up those materials, find that mobility that we talk about so often. But kills going through left, right, and center as we speak. CBK finding a single knock almost immediately upon landing. Looking to go ahead and take that to the next level. Looking to go and push that up as far as they can. NRG Brent now, the last alive in this duo, just trying to skedaddle out of here. Splash is the one chasing the opposition. CBK QM with a couple shots down Frey. Let's find a shotgun shot from Brent. to push them back. And Ben's still surviving for quite a while over here. Still being hunted down. Gonna try to get into the ceiling, perhaps. Maybe hide it out. Splash does get knocked. So we'll see how that goes through as well. I believe Splash is part of a duo team as well. So we'll see if CBK can capitalize and then get as much KP over here in our first game and give them an advantage for game number 2 as well. A smaller lobby than what we've seen for the past week. 17 teams left alive within this. We're down to 41 players almost instantly off of drop. And Humble Hill still has a couple of teams by it. Splash and try to bait out this reboot van. Eventually will get taken out over there, trying to go ahead and stay alive for as long as possible, spamming the reboot. But CBK managed to go ahead and take out Splash quite quickly over there. Izza, last one alive for the duo right now, as CBK looking to go ahead, find angles on Izza and increase that KP, wipe out another team over here. UM looking for the shots. Does hit a couple with the combat AR. Now looking to go ahead, hit the chase. Rifts come through though. 17 mid-air. Couple 17s hitting shots over here is QM. We do have another CBK member though on the chase as well. They want Ezra gone. They want to wipe out this team. They already have 3 KP to their name, ladies and gentlemen. They want to increase that 10-fold if they can. As more rifts go through right now. Shark is going to be up close and personal to Ezra over here. Ezra going to go through the tunnel right now. And doing a fantastic job of weaving and bobbing and evading CBK for as long as possible. We'll go ahead and escape for just a little bit longer as CBK go ahead and pop that skydive deployer to maybe find him as well. Mighty Mika very close to getting eliminated over there. Does manage to take down 2 open tang. And that's more KP for CBK, looking very strong immediately off drop. And so much action so far as well. 16 teams, 39 players. As we move over to Plug, Gabe, and Shrapnel. Plug with a bit of a spray from that combat assault rifle. She'll source it down low over here. Will get chased down, eventually taken down by Shrapnel. And insta confirmed as well. 3 KP just on Shrapnel alone right now as well. To go ahead and contest with that KP over on CBK's side. If you guys are here watching, we do appreciate you over here. I know a lot of people are planning their time out for Comic-Con that is happening. So if you are here, absolutely fantastic to have you. We love seeing you over here, and we've got 4 games of Fortnite for all of you guys here on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Absorb Spoon and Tyler duo as well here at Humble Hills, getting pushed quite hard by Enzyme and company. In fact, Absorb Spoon gonna go down, was very low on the HP there, and does eventually get taken out by Enzyme as well. Now pushing back towards the buildings over here at Humble Hills. Go ahead and look for more KP. 15 teams still within this. Even with all the action that we've had, we only lost 11 players within this game. And yes, a slightly smaller lobby here, ladies and gentlemen. However, we still have that Premier Division later on as well. So we'll go ahead and see how many players will show up and show out over there for Prem. Of course, Prem, we see these guys go ahead, give it everything that they've got, show us all the action, all the chaos. So I cannot wait to see that. Some pizza being picked up now. Of course, best heal in the game right now. Heals quickly, heals enough. No, you want to have that over those medkits, especially just to get back into the fray and help your teammates out. Quasar, though, trying to help teammates out over here. Spraying down Shark off of those height builds. And CBK find himself in another engagement over here. As Shrapnel will find in that kill feed Ezra. Eventually taken out, and I do believe that is the duo wiped out, as we're down to 14 teams left. Shorty with a quick edit. Shotgun shot does not connect as much as they would want. Quasar Looking to find an angle all the way around. Has to jump out of those balls, blocked off by the pre-existing map. And CBK surrounding the opposition here right now. Breaking walls, breaking ceilings, breaking cones. Trying to play this a little bit passively, find an angle around. CBK doing phenomenally to take out these balls as quickly as possible and try to get those shots in as quickly as possible. And they are doing a little bit of damage. You can see the shields over here of Shorty and team. A shock does go down. There's that high risk, high reward of the shotgun. That slug does so much damage, but you have to hit that one shot. Otherwise, you are in a very, very bad situation. Did hit it though. Got the confirm. And now a 3v2 situation is where we are. QM gets absolutely blasted. Mighty Mika as well. And CBK taken out by Quasar, Shorty, and Tried in a beautiful battle. And we love to see that happen. Utility being used. So much being used. The new shotgun being showcased right in front of our very eyes. It shows you that high risk, high reward that we talked about a little bit ago. With that high damage output, but the one bullet risk. Is now Butavan and company. Pop that Skyline deployer. And say they want to get out of dodge. They hear Rip Jaw and company close by. In fact, Speedy gonna be caught out, and there's the power of that SMG. That's why people love it. The burst of it is phenomenal. The damage output is incredible. The bloom is the best that it's ever been in a game of Fortnite. And we've seen it time and time again. History rewrites itself because we've seen this gun many, many seasons ago. And of course, with it being back, players excited to go ahead and use it here on ASL. If you're just joining in, this is game number 1. So much Fortnite action still to come, ladies and gentlemen, as Jello and Mika over here. Different Mika, that is. Testing out the overdrive grenades. Of course, the new version of the shockwaves gives you that sprint effect as well upon landing when you use it. 12 teams, 30 players within this lobby still. Storm number 3 just coming and going right now. There's still so many players within this game, and something that we're used to seeing, right? We're used to seeing this many players get to that end game, get to those final circles, and then just battle it out. More so in the open division, we just have a lot of bloodshed going through and people gunning each other down. We love to see it as Life over here, Extent Life guns down opponents of their own over here. 2KP to this team's name. Now we'll splash up to top up, saving the pizzas for any encounters that may come through down the line. 20 seconds on the Storm rotation, ladies and gentlemen. 12 teams is where we find ourselves. There was a reboot in that situation, and then another elimination on top of that, taking us down to 29. As Extent Life finds another Unreal Gamer looking to go ahead and damage the opposition just for a little bit, maybe to go ahead and get their partner of crime back into this. But I mean, going up against a trio like this as a solo means it's gonna be that tough of a situation. Cones going down, bullets going down, but bullets flying everywhere. It results in time going ahead, getting the elimination. That's even more KP to their name. 4 right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, the pizza in the back pocket making me hungry, but also that's damn good heals for the end games as well. And this team looking to go ahead and gun down opposition after opposition as they go aloud. Rupture taken down though over here. This is our duo that we just witnessed playing a chill over in the gas station. Eventually found out now. Big beams coming through from Enzyme. And oh no, Jello jumping off the roof looking for an angle to go ahead and stab the opposition in the back. But Enzyme with the clean up. And now the double days goes through to get Ripjaw back into frame. Putavan, what are you doing back there? Watching this all unfold. Just in the bush, watching it all go down. 9 teams left, ladies and gentlemen. That is all that remains over here for game number 1. 23 players left alive. And now Plug on the zip line Looking for the shots. Gets beamed just a little bit over here. Will have to fall down. Golden Nemesis, though, outputting a bit of damage. Lands on the mountain with the team. Now the plan will come through to go ahead and push the storm. Gonna add an extra layer of urgency for these guys to make a play. Overdrive grenades comes through. No communication over there. Shrapnel goes in, but pushes teammates back into the storm. Of course, still an early storm. So not too much too much damage going through over there for these players. But you can see the zone shrinking. You can see these 9 teams dashing forth to the safe zone. 23 players as Extent Life and company looking for more eliminations, more KP right now. As they're chasing down Box, using that Skyline deployer as well to go ahead, get that distance covered. Up on the height though, Quasar and company looking to go ahead and get some more KP on their own rights, as does hit quite hard over there. Extend Life, no shield, still healthy on the HP though. You can see the cautious plays coming through. This team watching their back consistently. They know that third parties come through time and time again, as Pokebot does go ahead and take down Box in that kill feed in the zone, moving to the beautiful wonky land as well. You love to see that happen. Ripjaw getting one in the kill feed as well, ladies and gentlemen. Butaban close now to Enzyme still. Enzyme has a loadout, ladies and gentlemen. That purple Nemesis put to work over there on that elimination. Gold akimbo shotguns, chug jug, pizza, you name it, it's there, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Turs, Extend Life, Pokebot looking to go and get some more KP on their own as they push Silent Flan. In fact, they take down Silent Flan as well. Quick 106 to go ahead and confirm that knock, as they have a bunch of eliminations right now. Pokebot with 5 alone, ladies and gentlemen. But then you look at Ripjaw, Dream, and Enzyme. They've got 9 on the board. 9 with 17 left in this lobby, ladies and gentlemen. Can easily go ahead, get that 15 to push them further up that leaderboard. And like I mentioned, we are in a little bit of lack of broadcasters here today. We only have the beautiful Peach right now hosting and broadcasting this right now. So we will do the leaderboards after both open games are completed, ladies and gentlemen. As Dream takes down Absorb Spoon, who makes their way back into the game, but now just once again turned into a reboot card as we're down to 16 players. Actually, to make that 15 as Alex Ninja taken out to the storm over there, and we result in our top 6 teams, ladies and gentlemen. And big shots above over here. Ripjaw trying to get a little bit more on the board with that SMG. I'm just going to go ahead, take some time. Heal up over here. Sway, taken down, is going to get confirmed with that gold SMG. Tyler, last alive behind that tree right now as the zone shifts one more time. Care package center of the zone. So if you need mats, that's where you need to go right now as well. Life gets another one over on plug. And bodies are dropping left, right, and center. Does editing up towards the team right now as they look for more shrapnel right beneath them. Extend Life coming in as well. Gabe here as well, and Tuz pays the price for editing that ceiling. Life now looking to box up, get a quick res, a quick reset right now. Pokebot holding off for as best as they can, for as long as they can, but taken out eventually. Tuz back into the fray, but a 5-tick storm means that you may be going down just like that again. Tuz does go down. Life popping that mid kit. 1 of 3 in the back pocket. Storm number 6 closing in. 7 seconds. 6 teams still within this. 12 players. All fighting for that number 1 spot here in game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Gabe hit quite hard over here. Rapnel doing everything that they can to get that walls up. And now there is perhaps Ripjaw, Enzyme, Dream Beaming through those walls. They know that the race is going through. They want to stop it. They want that KP so desperately, so badly. They find themselves on 11. Could push up to 13 over here. At 12 right now. Shrapnel can be the 13th limb for them. And Enzyme saying, screw it. Let's just push in. Let's just try to get this cleaned up as quick as we can. Drops down off of the builds. Life close by as well. Just behind the rock. Enzyme. Here's the steps. Goes and finds Life. And takes away the life from Extent Life. Shrapnel now getting beamed at as well. Trying to go ahead, make a play, takes the high ground, builds up now as we find ourselves in our top 4 situation. Enzyme and company push up towards Shrapnel. They see the solo. They know that it's a lone target, an easy target for them. And they're looking to go ahead and clean it up. Shrapnel, no shields right now. As Enzyme and company doing everything that they can to put so much pressure on Shrapnel for the cleanup. 86 and Shrapnel is less than 1 bullet. Can stub their toe and get eliminated. But oh no, it's the other teams coming in to go ahead and slow things down. Enzyme eventually falling over there. Dream and Ripjaw playing it slow, looking to see if they can maybe potentially get that revive off. Dream sticking that raise right now. Look at this final few teams, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler is goated, still on the outskirts of this battle. Shorty on the height, Quasar as well. Beaming down, breaking these cones as the zone shifts one more time. Enzyme down again, thanks to Shrapnel, who somehow, someway is still alive within this. Shrapnel finally taken out, but not after the confirm on Enzyme for some KP. We are down to our top 3, ladies and gentlemen. 6 players left within this. Shorty still on height, looking for the beams down low. Dream all the way down low over there. Overdrive grenades getting popped off on the left. They hear that Tyler's goat is still somehow alive. Eventually gets taken down by Quasar. Top 2 is where we are at. 5 players left. A 3v2 situation. As Ripjaw found out now by Shorty. Has to go for the wall take. Cannot hit it though. Quasar sticking the high ground. Ripjaw with the edits. Shorty as well with the window. No shot connecting off of that new shotgun. Has to spray through. There's the 142 on Ripjaw for the win. Shorty, Quasar tried. Get themselves a 9-kill. First game open win. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, gives us a ton of bloodshed from these players, all gunning down each other to get that easy KP, that easy placement for our first game on, in a much smaller lobby than what we're used to seeing, hence why these players just gunning down each other. But we love to see players gun down each other. We love to see the gunfights and the bold battles happen live here on ASL. That was just game number 1 out of a total of 4 games here today, ladies and gentlemen. We still have one more open game, and then, of course, our Premier Division. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short intermission setting up game number 2, and we'll be right back. The Open Division has one more game, ladies and gentlemen, before we head on over to the Premier Division. This is Fortnite ASL Wednesdays. I'm just glad that all of you are back here for term number 2. Of course, this leading up to that LAN later this year, ACGL. And honestly, as my 4th year working here at ASL, the action has been non-stop. New faces always coming through, showing their talents, showing why they are the megastars in the making is what I love about ASL. And of course, shout out to Ace and Nitro for making this all possible. Just done with that first game. As I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, leaderboards will be done after the divisions are completed. So we will run through that leaderboard a little bit later on. But one more game of the Open right now. CBK had a strong showing in the beginning over there, unfortunately taken out as we resulted in our final winners over there as well. So we'll see if they can redo it over here, get a 2-game win streak for our Open Division before we hop on to the Premier. We actually got to see a lot of a different call going on this week. A lot more of that new shotgun being used rather than the iron pump that people prefer, especially with the amount of bullets in the chamber. They are going for that high powered damage, the slug rounds. Not something that I thought I would see over here, but maybe that's just the preference for the Open Division. As always, that SMG proving to be the most powerful thing in the arsenal, and the Nemesis assault rifle as well, looking extremely strong in the fray. Of course, rotations still the same as we've expected, more so the overdrive grenades than the Skyline deployers. But we'll see how that all changes on the head for the Premier Division, because that's when these guys really have their metas sunk in, and that's when they really want to play it for those wins. So game number 2 of the Open beginning in just a couple of seconds here, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to let you all know that if you want more information about all of this, go check out the websites, ladies and gentlemen, schools.acgl.gg. You guys can go ahead and find everything about ASL over there. Not just for Fortnite, because there's multiple different titles for ASL. There's Rocket League. There's Valorant that happens as well. There's so much going on for ASL. If you want all of that information, go check it out. That's schools.acgl.gg. But we immediately hop in with the winners of game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Quasar and company dropping immediately off of the battle bus as a more northerly sided battle bus path this time around. Means that we're going to see a lot more players. Wonky Land side, Frigid Fortress. Still have our teams going towards Humble Hills, and of course, there it is again. Painted Palms being that contested area. Look how many teams going over towards Painted Palms. Players love this POI. As Wonky Land, not just the home to smiles and fun, but the home to a lot of bloodshed. Immediately off drop, Silent Flan getting knocked as well. That's 2 down as Quasar, our winners from game number 1, go ahead, try to clean this up. CBK also getting an elimination in that kill feed on Ezra, I believe. And now last left alive and still gliding is King Tyler over here. I mean, this is a bad situation. You're getting hit out of the sky almost instantly as well. To move over the Humble Hills, ladies and gentlemen. Engagements going everywhere. You can see that kill feed going through. Splash actually takes down CBK QM over there, which was, I believe, in Wonky Land as well. So even more action going through. We are going to see a bit of a reset go through. Scully's still alive on the team at Humpy. Gonna just try to play for the outskirts, play for a reset over here. Maybe just try to get that reboot card off of a reboot van, because you can buy them, ladies and gentlemen. Move over. The Splash is so low right now as Ezra was taken off. And in fact, scratch that. That was not at Wonky Land, but instead it's probably Shores. As Splash getting a little caught up on these walls right now. Trying to move way too quickly. As CBK pushing in Shark up above Akimbo. Shotguns is going to go ahead, get the elimination on Splash. Yes, QM was taken out of there, so they will get the reset as Mika off in the distance as well. NRG Brent, though, and Awesomer, they go ahead and get some KP on their board. 2 right now, actually, on Awesomer's side of things. And a good spread on the map as well means that we are going to see rotations come through instead of just instant bloodshed taking us down to the low digits for our lobby. 18 teams is where we stand right now out of our 20. A bit more players than that last game. 42 as we see a reboot go off. And Tylo, the last alive for their team right now, has that inventory filled with pizza and that iron pump shotgun as well. Needs to try to go ahead and get that reboot real quick. So number 1 starting to close, ladies and gentlemen. Keeping Frigid Fortress in. And Wonky Land just barely in. Painted Palms will have to be rotated out of. And in fact, there's a couple teams at Painted Palms, or at least in the surrounding area, that should engage as well. And we love to see those engagements that happen at these POIs all the time. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's ASL, the Open Division, the Premier Division. Doesn't matter if it's seasons for ACGL coming through. Players, for some reason, love to engage in Painted Palms. Hopefully we get to see that here once again. ICN team going to be the ones at Painted Palms. Of course, that team in the green and the team in the blue so close by. Team in the green at Latte Landing. Just going to top up off of battles. Get those materials up. And again, the important things. The M's that we talk about here in ASL. The meds, the mobility, the materials. As Tyler is goated, flying in on top of the Sus Studios building here at Painted Palms. Gets caught out eventually by Agent Caleb. And eventually confirmed by Doc Boomer over here. The steps heard. Looking for anyone else in the surrounding area right now. I mean, look at this inventory. The Nemesis Assault Rifle. That new shotgun once again in the hand of players. To go ahead and have that high output damage. Last week, a completely different story. We got to see the iron pump and the Chapter 1 pistol take over all 4 of our lobbies last week. Of course, with the exception of that Thunderburst SMG. That's just so powerful that you can't afford to not have it in the back pocket. Spidey Dude clipped and Gorsky as they chill. Interesting strategy over here. Chill in this 1x1 in the little divot as well. Looking to play off of placements. Remember, it is kills and placement that counts towards those leaderboards. And after this next intermission, we should have a leaderboard to show you guys for the open, ladies and gentlemen. But don't quote me on that. Don't hold me to any promises. That's just speculation at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen. CBK, 2 kills to their name so far. Farming up a ton of brick for this mid-game that will approach. And yes, it's only zone number 2, but with how the action is here at ASL, we can call this the mid-game, especially when we have so much bloodshed in the open division. Speaking of which, Clipped gets 1 over on Gilly. Force on the mountain, however, so needs to get that reposition back up. Chili spotted on the zipline, or Chill, I should say. Beamed off of that zipline with the Nemesis. I mean, the Nemesis, such a beautiful gun, man. The damage output of it is phenomenal. 2 of them taken out right now. The bobbing and weaving, the rolling, trying to stay alive, does not work as the 2 confirms come through from Clipped. And look at the loot that is to offer over there. Chug Jugs, a blue variant of that slug shotgun. And Shorty on the other side, again, our winners of the previous game. The beautiful inventory as well. Of course, looking to probably change out this Chapter 1 pistol to that Thunderburst SMG. Tried though. Pump, Gold Nemesis, Chug, Overdrive Grenades, everything you could ever want in the inventory. But still getting beamed right now. Plug tries to go ahead and focus on someone else. Manages to get out of that shotgun shot as we do see Quasar get taken down by Shrapnel. Tried now. Holding up ever so quickly. Trying to play life as best as they can. Shorty. A little bit of a distance away, but that pistol will do enough work to go ahead and crack Plug. And now Shorty with an opportunity to push through and change things around. Plug, though, popping those minis almost instantly. Gets the shields back up. Shorty trying to take the high ground on Shrapnel right now. As the nades come through, the position gets taken. Tide trying to get up there as quickly as possible to go ahead and help Shorty. Shorty doing fine, though, right now still. Shrapnel dropped down once again. Splashes go through. It looks like they're just going to try to chop down the entire builds right now. Plug crack once again. And unfortunately missing a couple shots over there. Doesn't result in the knock. Shrapnel getting beamed with that Chapter 1 pistol. Tide and Shorty now have to push this as a duo. A tough situation, but so winnable for them right now as the edits come through. Fails just a little bit, and that could have been the moment that Shrapnel goes down. Shorty going to pop one more splash right now. Looking for the shotgun shot. Plug manages just to fade away behind those balls. Overdrive grenades popping left, right, and center, ladies and gentlemen. Shorty with a quick shotgun shot over on Limit Gabe. Hits just a little bit. Plug absolutely one shot. CBK now entering the fray as well from a distance. Hearing all those shots. They want a piece of this right now. As Plug is less than healthy, ladies and gentlemen. Will finally go down to that shotgun shot from Tride. And now so pushable. But CBK is so close as well. As Tride finds a second. Confirms the one. Gabe still in there for confirmation if need be. Shorty all the way up top. Gabe now finally thirsted. We find ourselves in a complete turnaround from a 3v2 into a 2v1, ladies and gentlemen. Shorty gonna pop that chug jug in the nick of time. Heals up. Back to that healthy 200. As CBK QM manages to go ahead and take out Shrapnel. And a beautiful third party from CBK to go ahead and steal that KP from Shorty and from Tride. But I mean, Shorty and Tride, though, the chemistry between them. To go ahead and turn that from a negative situation into a positive outcome. And walk away with 4 KP from that as a duo is beautiful. But the engagements don't stop there, ladies and gentlemen. As CBK close left to our duo. Our winners of last game. And the builds now having to go out. CBK pushing up very close right now as the mist out to go ahead and pop those shields. Shorty all the way down low. Looking to maybe pop some smoke as well. Maybe a chug jug. Tried crack once again over here. Still popping shields over from that mist. Taking out a 6 HP and in the storm means that eventually you will go down here. There's nothing to do. Tries to get the chug jug in time, but 1 HP and the storm tick means that our winners from the previous game is out and in the lobby, ladies and gentlemen. After a good, 5 minutes of action over there. 5 minutes of surviving. And a complete turnaround against Shrapnel and company. They get taken out by CBK off of the hold. As we are down to 11 teams and 27 players. And Pokebot right now. Both beamed at by Osama and Brent. They now fire back. They retaliate with that SMGs in hand. A staple for Fortnite players this season. As they look to get some output damage. Maybe even waste the mats of this duo in front of them. Maybe look for an angle. You can see the overdrive grenades. They do get popped. They push through. Tree gets destroyed due to those bolts. And now the fade in with the SMG to try to get some damage output. None of it connecting, however. But Extent Life and company managed to take height quite effectively as they take down Osama. One half of our duo, Brent, last alive right now. 1v3 situation. As the shots come in from Pokebot. Immediately building up, immediately trying to take cover from that Brent. Managing to hide for long enough, but gets caught out eventually. 158 with the Iron Pump shotgun. But Brent's still alive, managing to survive a little bit longer. I think it was Agent that was close by, and once again, CBK with the ultimate steal on eliminations as now they beam Turs out of the sky off of that zip line. CBK doing the ultimate third party twice in a row right now as they look for even more with those Nemesis assault rifles. Sharks pushes in with the combat to go ahead and clean up. What a way to get KP. What a way to get points on that leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. That's insane. I know that Sonny Squiddle in the chat's gonna go wild for seeing that CBK clip go through. As we move over, Agent Caleb right now and company up against Enzyme and company as well. And look who's in the distance again. Look who's coming up the mountain on the left side. CBK hear these shots and they're looking to push in Ripjaw with a cheeky little climb up over there. Mantling up with the shotgun. Taking Caleb down low, but eventually Jean gets taken down by Caleb over there. Enzyme with the Akimbos in hand. Gonna pop that flow, but he missed. Drop all the way down. Look for a cheeky angle here on Shark. Hits a couple shots, but has to go underneath the sign right now. Battlewood sign providing a little bit of cover over here for Enzyme. As he will have to move. He does have the Skyline deployer to go ahead and get a rotate. Pops the flow, Betty. Try to get out. Enzyme taken down eventually. Ripjaw now last alive for the team. Trying to get out of dodge as quickly as possible. CBK confirm. Enzyme in the end over there. Takes us down to 18. And Ripjaw taken out. Takes us down to 8 teams left. As the reboot goes off quite near. So audible here at the hillside. And will it be stopped? It does get stopped over there. And CBK hunting down right now. They look for another elimination. 12 to their name currently, makes it 13. 7 teams left, and right now it's looking all CBK. They've pushed every single team they've come across. They've won so many of these third parties. They've gotten so much KP so far here in game number 2 for the Open. Down to our 6 teams. Clipped. Here's the steps down below. Oh, but you shouldn't have knocked on that door as you get caught out immediately. And actually thirsted immediately as well. And now CBK's here. They're looking to clean up the scraps like a pack of hyenas. Pushing through. They go ahead and get another squad wipe, taking us down to 4. Haven Boy to open tank close by as well. In fact, getting spotted out on that Skyline deploy. Unfortunately, the overdrive grenade is going to go ahead and push Mighty Mika into the storm. Has overdrive grenades of their own to get back in. Agent Clutch spotted out on the zip line. Gets beamed just a little bit enough to go ahead and push off over to that lighthouse. CBK pushing in deep right now. Mason one shot. 2 open tank gets taken down. Shark looking to go ahead and clean this up now for the final kills. Mason now completely eliminated as CBK 15 to their name with 9 players left. Silent Flan doing everything that they can with this pistol. Purple shotgun in hand, the gauntlets as well, but nothing other than that. Lighthouse now gonna be in this final zone. Storm number 7 about to shift us into squibbly shores, ladies and gentlemen. Flan gonna peek through the cone edit. Haven Boy still in that bush over there. King Tylo still close here with FaZe and playing it so slow. They're playing it so carefully. They don't want to be the first ones to make a move and make a mistake. That's the important thing. You don't want to be the first individual, the first team to make a play that's going to cost you guys at least that top 2 spot. Haven Boy taken out eventually by the storm. Takes us down to 3. Agent Clutch on the left side as a solo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a 3v3v1. CBK pushing up so quickly to the height. King Tylo, though, over by that tree on the height. As we are going to hear those gliders come through. FaZe gets taken down over there by QM. King all the way on height, trying to build up even further. Shotgun to the back, takes him down to 34. FaZe getting confirmed. Tylo taken down mid-air by Shark. down to top 5 as Agent Clutch looking to clutch up maybe over heal off over here. Makes it to top 2. And now CBK hunting down the last alive. Agent Clutch with a chug jug in hand on the edge of zone. And yeah, just gonna play out here. Maybe hope for the Storm to go ahead and do enough over to the CBK squad. But yeah, it's not gonna amount to anything. Get spotted out instantly. And you're up against a losing battle over here, Agent Clutch. 2 on the height, 1 down low. Make that 2 down low as CBK. Insane work to go ahead and get a 20 bomb to close out our open division. Game number 2, non-stop action, ladies and gentlemen, as CBK take that victory royale. And obviously, with that, ladies and gentlemen, it means that the open division is complete. But of course, it's Wednesday, my dudes, so we have to get into that Premier Division next. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit longer of an intermission. We're going to do the math on the leaderboard, okay? Math is hard. Bear with us. We need to get 17 calculators out. Then we're going to show the leaderboard for the Open Division right before we get into the Premier Division. And we'll hopefully have the leaderboards for the Premier Division up after both games are done. So thank you for being a part of the Open Division. Now go grab your popcorn. Go grab your drinks. Because the Premier Division is being set up. ASL, ladies and gentlemen, the home of the megastars in the making that lead to AGC later this year. That land that is so massive. We've done it 2 years in a row right now. This will be the third. And from a standpoint where I've actually been there and I've interacted with not just the pros, not just Fortnite, but different titles, but also the schools as well. They absolutely love it. For most of these school kids, their first ever LAN that they're able to play alongside pros as well. The guys that they watch consistently that inspire them to be a part of ASL. They get to sit right next to them and play a little game of Fortnite as well. But to get there, we have to do the Premier Division first. Now, before we even hop into that, let's have a look at that leaderboard from the Opens, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we're doing it after the entire division is completed, ladies and gentlemen. But here we have it right in front of us. And I mean, for a show out of that small lobbies, getting these points to the point where you are gunning down every team in front of you is absolutely insane. 118 points for the CBK team. 19 eliminations to go ahead and take that top spot for Open Division week number 2 here on Wednesday ASL. But now, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta hop into the meat and potatoes of ASL Wednesdays. We gotta hop into that Premier Division. Last week, we got to witness teams gun down each other so effectively, so quickly off of drop that we thought, hey, maybe we're not spectating the right people in time. Maybe we're not at the right POIs in time. Because that kill feed was absolutely filled. And when you think of the Premier Division, you think of teams like AWAC and Dragon. You think of so many other teams, the CBK side of things as well over here. The St. Joseph's Methodist College side of things as well. Players that we've seen time and time again showcase their talents every single week here on ASL. And these guys have made such big names for themselves that they get recognized so quickly in lobbies, so quickly off of clips, and they get to represent their schools live and also live at those LANs as well, man. What we love to see within this. Again, bit of a smaller lobby here on this Wednesday. People getting prepared and their cosplays for Comic-Con that is happening this weekend, of course. But we're still gonna have our players that show up, show out, not failing on that every single week. As we go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and spot out St. Joseph's immediately. Tricks, Suede, Suave, SMGs in hand, looking to take out Super Flash over here. A couple of 11s with that twin mag, and unfortunately no ammo left in the reserves means that it's going to be tough to go ahead and finish that out. They'll just move down the mountain, get a couple more boxes of ammunition, a little bit more materials on the way, and maybe even some new guns to go ahead and push any other team. Suede, shotguns in the hand already. You love to see that happen as they get the first kill on board. Missed the shot initially over there, but we don't talk about those misses like that. Has the gauntlets in hand as well for a little bit of extra mobility. There's our dandy close by. And that flow Betty, of course, giving the zero gravity effect. Leads to that other elimination as well. Purple shotgun in hand now, ladies and gentlemen. The Chaos Reloader, a very hit or miss gun. That's not just a pun off of the single slug that it has. Very high risk, high reward, as we keep on mentioning. Frosty trying to dodge and weave with the Deadpool glider, but gets beamed out of the sky by Suave, falling down the mountain. You hate to see it, and that's going to be a painful landing nonetheless. And already, immediate action. This is what I was talking about. You got these guys, St. Joseph's, that gun down as many people as they can. You have Edgemead that gun down everyone that they can. You got so many teams within here, so many schools. Glenwood as well, that push in into every single fight that they can. No, Redam House Bedford as well. Last week we got to see a showing from them as well. We'll see if they are in this lobby and if they can make plays within it. As we head on over to Volix and company. And we've seen them land at Wonky Land multiple times before. There have been times over where they did not succeed in the way that they wanted to, but kind of uncontested over here. The only contesting will come from, I believe, Suede and company, and I think that is them gliding down the mountain right now. Yes, it is. You can see them in the distance over here. And of course, this is School Dynamica. They do spot out St. Joseph's here, right ahead of them. Beam with a combat assault rifle. 28 crit over there on that headshot, takes Suave down low. And now the immediate push comes through. Needs to find a way to isolate this entire team. Take their ones right now. Zero chill. Having exactly that. No chill whatsoever. Pushing in. Suave taken down. Insta-confirmed. Suede now. A little bit of a panic situation down low. Walls edited through. Gets caught out. And man, oh man. Dynamica push in. They get those kills ever so quickly. Once again, Wonky Land. Once the home of happiness, smiles, and fun. Now the home of bloodshed, bullets, and knocks. And what's surprising is we only have our one team eliminated within this. 6 players eliminated so far. We do go ahead and move our focus now onto Red Dam House Bedford. See what they can do right now. Evan, Nemesis, Combat Assault Rifle and Nemesis Assault Rifle in hand, I should say. And we're somehow back at this lighthouse, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, on the complete opposite side of the map, though. But the lighthouses, they are proving to be a POI for week number 2 over here. Evan just going to back up from this. Just Evan and Scar in this situation. And they're going to grab this overdrive grenades as well. Pop the launch pad over here and maybe get a rotate out. We're not losing numbers, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually gaining numbers. Reboots come through as well. Takes us back up to 41 players. And I do believe Evan and Scar, they are going to be trying to get that reboot of their own here in the coming minutes. Tabo takes down Flix somewhere else across the map. So we are having action still nonetheless here for our Prem. Of course, first game on. Still an entire second game to come after this as well. High Boss takes down White Bull in the kill feed. Takes us finally down to sub 40 players left in this lobby. As zone number 2 starts moving in. A conglomeration of players around Dark Dominion as well on that map. Aiden spotted out here by Sergeant Knox. And Frosty, our duo within this. And you can see the third person being coming through. Trying to figure out which one's going to shoot first. Aiden gets a big amount of damage out. But Frosty there to go ahead. Trade that out very evenly. Aiden running out now. Gliding out, you'll say, actually. Balls up pretty quickly over here. Zipline is ready to be taken by Frosty as well to push that. Meanwhile, back on the little islands, it's Mr. Fishy and company. Names that last week pushed through that top 10. Dano Striker. Nemesis in hand. Only 3 bullets left. Has to resort to that iron pump. In fact, going to resort to that overdrive grenades. Get the rotation out. And with 3 bullets, you got to be looking for that real quick. Especially when you're this long range out. You can't just fire 3 shots and hope to survive that. As TLC taken out right now, and that is Happy Hippo and company. And for the first time within this game, Dragon spotted on that kill feed. That is Edgemead, ladies and gentlemen, getting an elimination of their own in that kill feed for game number 1 of Prem. 38 players still within the 16 teams alive. Enzyme once again finding his hands on that gold Nemesis assault rifle. Dragon gets another in that kill feed as well. One can only wonder where Edgemead is currently. Look at the amount of players on the western side of the map. So many. Evan and Scar, still a duo running away over here from CBK nonetheless. Enzyme, Happy Hippo, they're moving in. Sano Striker at that building. Bollocks and company hunting down Sergeant Knox as well. Feda Tybos, quite central to zone and in fact quite isolated. New Sanctuary as well. Home to Trot's trio. quite isolated on top of that. Sandy Stripper team finally coming in from zone. But that western side, man, that western side of the map. So many people. So many engagements about to happen off of these rotates that come through. Reboots going off one more time. That number gets pushed up of our players. 37 is where we stand. 14 teams. And it's only zone number 3, ladies and gentlemen. And Prem Division, you know what we love to see. We see those end games come through. We see us taken down to Storm number 12. With still 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 teams left alive. As we move over to Edgemead, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, oh yes, Dragon was the only one getting those engagements through. 3 kills to the name for the team as now the overdrive grenades come through. Clearing out zipline is AWAC and Mika. Dragon dropping down now. Looking to push around these little rooms. Chasing down. Now we find ourselves at the Collider, ladies and gentlemen. And White Bull. So close by, actually, to where Edgemead is currently. Bollocks. Spotting out Enzyme and company now. Just over by the hillside. Edge of zone and team gonna be approaching from the southwest of Volix and company. They say they don't want to wait here. They want to rotate in right now as 16 seconds is left on that timer. They don't want to be in a situation where a late rotate catches them out. Happy Hippo spots out that other team coming in and yeah, they're going to be distracted for a little bit. Means that Volix and company has that free rotate currently. Starks finding the confirm over on Santa Striker. Mr. Fishy now. Doing everything that they can. The 36 HP is all that is left. Needs to pop this chug jug, but when the edits come through and the gun starts spraying, the fish is completely out of water and eliminated. As Enzyme, Hippo, and Starks, they are doing phenomenally so far. Every engagement that they've had, they've isolated their ones perfectly. They've won those fights so effectively. Dragon again, by the way, in that kill feed. Popping off once again. Mika as well. Edgemead is on the board, ladies and gentlemen. They look to the main on that board. High up atop of it. The Battlewood sign is where we find Hippo and company right now on the rotate. Storm number 4 is where we are at. If we could have a look at this map to see where players are currently. A couple teams on the northern side. Dark Dominion home to Flix as well. There's Dragon, AWAC, and Mika. Edgemead pushing in currently. Dissident Pravan, White Bull, GD. Find themselves in a bush, playing very low key right now. Playing for placements, because yes, it still is placements and eliminations that feed into that leaderboard. Better. Taking a couple shots, combat assault rifle in hand. Just taking the height of this little building currently. Tybus trying to protect while farming mats as well. Getting rid of that palm tree. SMG spray comes through. Not finding much damage over there, but burning through some materials at least. Nitro, or I should say not Nitro. Looking for a spray with that legendary combat in hand. Finding a gold variant of a weapon for these teams is almost second nature. How often do we see these teams all of a sudden have a golden nemesis, a golden combat, a golden thunderburst in hand? It's second nature for these Prem Division guys, man. As Enzyme taken down. And in fact, full confirmed as well. Zero Chill now. Bots at advantages. They try to push up to height. Happy Hippo trying to survive for as long as possible. Walls go up. Edits come through. Zero Chill backing off of that wall take, of that wall grab. Keeps him alive for a little bit longer. Sprays through right now. Tries to get any sort of damage, but Volix gets taken down. Happy Hippo looking to survive a little bit longer over here. Starks as well close by. He pushing in right now. Zero Chill finds out Happy Hippo though. The Hippo gets shipped off back to the lobby. Thanks to Zero Chill. The double is gets stuck immediately on Vol. Back into action. 11 teams, 29 players as Storm number 5 about to start shifting, about to start moving, about to take us into that 5-tick storm that puts so much pressure on these players. We've seen it happen time and time again, and I mean, look at these players. Look how spread out they are. Mika on the south side with the rest of Edgemead hunting down enemy players. There's the confirm over and over again. 8 kills right now. 8 KP for Edgemead, and 3-2-1ing that overdrive grenade to move in. CBK close by on the left side. I don't think Edgemead knows of it just yet. As they spot out Fader, they start with the fire. And now, the shots come through from the bush. Spraying through the bush, hitting a little bit of damage. A couple 22s off of that assault rifle. Dragon spots that zone out, now tries to move in just a little bit. No rotation left whatsoever. No overdrive grenades. No skyline deployer to go ahead and make that distance. They are going to be taking that 2-tick damage. Once this closes, we will be in 5-tick territory as we enter our top 10. Volix somehow, someway finds out Starks over there. Mika takes out one CBK member. That's Engie. They get some more KP on board. Also, that Siphon gonna help out a little bit over there as well for Mika. But here we are, 5-tick territory, ladies and gentlemen, as the zone now moves over to Storm number 6 with 30 seconds left on that timer. Fader and company on the high ground. Edgemead building up just left on the low. And on the ultimate height as well. We've got Trix. We've got Suave. We've got Suede. Back into the fray from the bloodshed over at Wonkyland. They've made their way back into this endgame. Into this top 10 situation. But look at the teams that they have to go against. So many violent players left within this lobby. They've got to deal with the guys that took them out still in this lobby. They've got to deal with Zero Chill and Volix. They've got to deal with the like of Edgemead in this as well. As our top 10 right now means that these players are going to have to rotate so quickly through. Not Nitro, beamed in the back over there. Mika trying a quick little pistol spray, not connecting. In fact, taking more damage than output. Dragon taking down 13 shield as well. AWAC looking to go ahead and wrap it on the right side of this little hill. We look at where that storm is moving to. Northern side right now, far east of Dark Dominion. Couple teams already on the inside of that circle. In fact, Sano going straight for that care package, actually. Looking to maybe build around this central point. Grabs the care package, gets the materials, gets the weaponry, gets the ammo on top of that. And in fact, 9 overdrive grenades to work with in this final few storms. Dragon finds out Uzumaki. That's a second CBK member down. Get a tie boss, not Nitro. Trying to move up this hill right now. Flick spotted him on the right side. Zayat spots out Edgemead on the low left. The rotations coming through. Sano built up on the roadside as well. Meanwhile, Volix, Zero Chill, P. They're moving in over here. President Pravan taken down. Get down, Mr. President. Not quick enough. In fact, fully eliminated as well. White Bull just going to go ahead on the retreat, on the reset. But how well is that reset when you're going straight into 2 teams down low? One of them being Edgemead as well, getting that elimination. Sano Striker finding one on GD down low. Typo and company also trying to just build up. Storm about to move. Storm number 7. 55 seconds left on this shifting. Sano Strike finds one on P though. That's a massive down. That's a big play that can be made. Meanwhile, look at Edgemead. Playing this positioning, not just focusing on the guys that have to rotate out of the storm, but also on the team down low behind them. In fact, that it was Suede, Suave, and Trix that were just below them as well. And moving in now. Look how tiny this circle is about to be, and we still have our top 7 within this. Dots and Typo both beaming towards Mika. Mika doing work with this pistol, though. A lot of damage output from Mika over here. They have 12 kills to their name for Edgemead currently. P confirmed over in that kill feed. Means that it's just Volix and Zero Chill. That is all that is left right now. Not Nitro taken down by Volix as we talk about it. Volix with the complete wipeout over there. 4 kills on board for Volix. 12 total for the team. And heavy shots coming through right now. Walls broken down. Like the walls of Jericho just breaking in front of their very eyes. Dragon finds one on TRC. Looking for the confirm, and this is what Edgemead does. This is their end game. Look at the height advantage that they have over the entire zone. If Altruism were here, he'd say this is like a horror movie. No one looks up until it matters the most. And Zero chill right now. Down immediately. Suave getting that knock. Chicks getting the confirmed. Volix lost alive. Has to overdrive grenade over everything. 52 HP and a dream. Takes a little bit of storm damage over there, but will still be alive within this. And Chicks taken down to the storm. This is absolutely massive right now. Is Suave the only one left alive? Mika, Edgemead, they're still on the high. Dragon, the only one without shields in this team, however. They find themselves still on their 12 eliminations. Nothing to make of in these past couple of minutes on the height. Suave spotted down low. Typo as well. Big shots coming out of Mika with that pistol. Suave gets taken out. That's the entire team gone. Typo absolutely one shot. You could go ahead and throw a piece of ammo down there. It hits Typo and Typo would go out. Shots gets found out with that pistol shots. Typo as well as Edgemead take their points all the way up to 15. Top 3 situation. 7 players left. Sano Striker. TRC still alive within this. Flix gets heavy damage on Sano, but also takes heavy damage as well. Zayat shot at in the back currently. 5 shields still healthy on the HP. Dragon and AWAC. In fact, AWAC finding the one on Zayat over there. Mika gets the confirm. Still our top 3 situation. 6 players left. Make that our top 2, and would you look at that? It's a 3v1. Flix lost alive, and the hyenas are out to feast as Edgemead get themselves the first Prem victory royale. Insane work. What was that? 17 kills, if I'm not mistaken? Math is hard. Don't blame me. I think that was 17. I didn't get to see the numbers too well over there before we switched over to the results. But what a game number 1 for our Prem division here on week number 2 out of term 2, the longest term that we have for ASL. What a showing for these guys, man. That's absolute insanity. We still have one more game of Premier coming hot and heavy for you guys. So, hey, listen, go ahead. Go get something to drink. Go get some popcorn. One more game, and then the leaderboard as well for our Premier division. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Game number 1, absolutely fire so far here on term 2, week 2 of ASL Fortnite. Of course, brought to you by Acer for Education. Acer Nitro making this all possible. Still one more game of Premier to come through, ladies and gentlemen. But what's nice about this is we actually have a leaderboard for this one. Shout out Peach over there in the chat for actually doing this really quickly in the background to get this leaderboard up for you guys. But we have it, ladies and gentlemen. At the top of this mountain is Edgemead with 17 eliminations and that victory royale, giving them 99 points from one game. That is insanity. And of course, Peach will go back and make sure all the points are correct as well. Of course, shout out Peach for doing this all on his own, hosting, shading, and spectating a one-man army here for this week of Fortnite as everyone gets ready for Comic-Con. But one more game of Premier right now, ladies and gentlemen. As the game is starting, we're entering that battle bus, and we'll see who walks away with that victory royale for game number 2. And I want to talk about this because we did see a good amount of iron pump shotguns, but we also saw a good amount of that new chaos reloader shotgun. Players now may be getting more used to it and playing around it as a team instead of just an individual 1v1. That high damage output single slug shotgun. I mean, and the fact that it automatically reloads when you're not using it gives you a bit more usability. But playing it around a team like that, like how we've seen Zero Chill them doing, it puts that shotgun in a higher tier than what you would actually imagine. But still, the iron pump, I think, is what players will be going for more often than not. That iron pump, the Nemesis, the Thunderburst SMG. It's the things that we've always seen picked up. It's the consistency for these players, the metas that they enjoy, the metas that they can work around, the metas that guarantee them points here on ASL. But we hop out of that battle bus now, ladies and gentlemen. More southerly battle bus path this time around for game number 2. 42 players in this lobby. And every one of these teams, actually most of them here, looking to go north towards Squibbly Shores, towards Wonky Land, Dark Dominion, Digit Fortress as well. And of course, the ever-loved Painted Palms, still having teams running and flying ever so quickly to it. Suave getting hit at early on over here means that there is that target on their back right now. They have to watch out for it. Maybe players spotting out the default skins coming through. They know who they're dealing with. As Trick's down already. Not a good situation for Suede, Suave, and Tricks right here, right now. As the push does come through, Happy Hippo and company being the ones to go ahead and confirm Tricks. First elimination down as Suave right now. Pistol in hand, looking for that knock, finds it on Happy Hippo, and there's the trade out right now. Picks up the Nemesis for the troubles. Suede popping those shields with 69 HP. It's nice HP, but not what you want over here, especially with no shields. We'll go ahead. Rendezvous with Suave. Get those pizza slices. Get the slurp fish down the gullet. Get back into a fray for a fight, perhaps. Meanwhile, Wonky Land. Once again, home to a couple of teams over here. Not Nitro. Gonna pop the redeploy. Volix spotted down low. Gonna move over to Grimy World right now. Is Not Nitro. Hi, boss. Farming some mats. Here's the chest. Gonna get the mats and the loot as well. Some slurp battles here. On top of that, Volix. Don't move. Vision is based on movement, and even more so based off of that sound as well. Sitting ever so quietly. Like it's a hide-and-seek world championship tie, boss. I mean, you're gonna look at this replay. You're gonna look at the VOD. You're gonna study. You're gonna study everything that you've done, and oh, you're gonna be a little disappointed if you don't find Volix over here. Volix is nothing but a houseplant. And a houseplant he shall remain. Ladies and gentlemen, your hide and seek world champion, Volix ZA. Everyone spam W in the chat right now. As Nitro, Boss, and Grammy, they're just moving out. They're looting everything else that they can. Boss, though, hang on, coming back. Spidey sense maybe tingling over here. Never did I think ASL would turn into a hide and seek prop hunt world championship. But here we are. Does Boss spot out Volix? No. Looking in that direction as well. And oh my god. Volix. You sneaky dog, you. Ty looked right at Volix too, farming that tree. Peripheral vision may not be 100% for Ty Boss after game number 1. So many turning and 90s being cranked. Maybe Grimy will spot out Volix over here. Off of this rotate. No, a little bit too far away. Volix, you can see, getting a little excited over there. And never did I think the excitement of Fortnite would be this hide and seek that's going on right in front of us. You can see the nodding from our beautiful cameraman, Peach. Shout out, Peach, for all the work that's been done here today. Ty Boss doesn't spot Volix again. Volix, I think you're clear, my man. I think you're fine. You don't need to panic about anything. Peace still alive also in the snowy mountain tops. Gonna make his way back over to Volix. Volix has Wonky Land to himself right now. They entered out the entire place, can travel the roller coaster as much as they want. Because not Nitro and company, they're engaging just off to the west side right now. They take down Schmully. They hunt down Super Flash on top of that. Dandy, the last one alive for the team. They're probably going to go ahead and hunt Dandy down too eventually. That's insanity that Volix survived that. 33 players remaining within this. Volix hasn't moved out of Wonky Land yet, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, P is still in the snowy side. Dandy's still somehow alive right now. Is this going to be the game of solo players going ahead and surviving out for as long as possible? Ty, listen, you gotta redeem yourself over here, okay? Dandy is very close. Crouch walking up. Ty, so close as well. Grimy here too. I think Grimy will be the one to spot out Dandy. There's no way that this happens 2 times in a row to this team, does it? There's no way. As Grimy and Ty, they do eventually find out Dandy. They redeem themselves a little bit over here. And they get a full team KP on the board for that leaderboard. Early on, 34 players still within this game. Eastern side of things, we are going to spot out Edgemead coming out of Painted Palms. They made their way very far off of drop to go ahead and loot up. But we're going to tune in with Papa action over here. And maybe Papa can give us some action with that golden Chapter 1 pistol in the inventory as well. Has the Nemesis for the long range. Has the Iron Pump. Has the Gauntlets for a bit of mobility. Not the best mobility in the game, but some mobility nonetheless. CM Queasy and Boomy Bob also here. And oh, would you look at that up close and personal right now. Edgemead showcasing their speed to go ahead and find out battles. Mika hit very hard though. 158, I believe, with that shotgun. Queasy trying to take height right now. And you got to think maybe Edgemead pushed a little too aggressive into this fight. It has come through right now looking for the shots. Queasy taking down 34 HP. But the chemistry of Edgemead find themselves with a full-on knock and thirst on Queasy. Zero Chill unfortunately dying out there. We'll see what happened after that as Mika takes down Papa action. Will be rewarded with that golden pistol. Boomy Bob heard what was happening on the western side of the map. Heard that there was a hide and seek world championship on the line. And is now doing the same over here on the east side. Sandy Strip. Boomy Bob looking to survive. Looking and hoping and praying that Edgemead just decide to walk away. But spotted out over here is the cone. Cleared out. Boomy Bob drops down. Zipline goes out. But you're just a dead target on that zipline. As Edgemead clean up finally to get some points on the KP. Meanwhile, Chabo and Soul Spicy, a duo, spotting out Zero Chill, Volix, and P. In fact, getting spotted out by Zero Chill, Volix, and P. And Volix, of course, as we've named our hide and seek world champion here for week number 2 ASL. Premier Division, game number 2. As they now look to get some KP of their own. You can see the shots coming in. And they're just going to hold out Soul Spicy and Cabo for as long as they possibly can over here. They have the advantage. Chicks on the southern side here, just of Wonky Land, not Nitro. Thai Boss moving as well. Soul Spicy and Cabo going to use those overdrive nades to go in. Try to get into zone right now. Volix tracks down beautifully with that Nemesis. Now pushes in low gravity effect in hand. Overdrive grenades come through though. Beamed out of the sky. 28. Not as big beamage as you would like. Soul Spicy trying to get away ever so desperately. Pistol reloaded right now. P moving in. Shotgun does find it. Volix actually gets that. AWAC finds one as well on the other side of the map on Orbit. That takes us down to sub 30, ladies and gentlemen. 12 teams left. And so much bloodshed happening over here. More bloodshed than we're used to seeing over for ASL, ladies and gentlemen. Usually we're seeing these teams play out so strategically. And 16 teams only as well in this lobby. A smaller lobby, ladies and gentlemen, but so much bloodshed still. Chicks, Suave, Suede, still surviving over here. Squibbly Shores. They spot out Starks. Couple of shots with the combat. None of them connecting, however. Suede low on ammo for that Nemesis as well. 11 bullets left in the chamber. You're not going to want to go ahead and take that fight with that low ammo, especially from that range. And the overdrive nades will get popped to move over. You can see going right side right now. Humble Hills. Eastern of Humble Hills, I should say, will be the rotate. Grimy and Thai Boss chilling in Dark Dominion currently. In fact, they're going to take a couple shots at Volix, Zillichel, and P right now. With that combat. No shots connecting, however. As they now need to find an angle off of this. They can hold out this team effectively from this positioning. That large body of water in the way as well. They can go ahead and get as much KP for as long as they possibly can over here. South of Dark Dominion still on this lake though is Frosty. Last alive, Sergeant Knox. Unfortunately taken out and has managed to get around this hillside just in time. Pops the pizza to get that shields back up. But this is where the game slows down now. Now it becomes methodical. 11 teams, 29 players. Volix, Zero, Chill, P. Quite close here to Happy Hippo, Enzyme. And Starks. And Starks actually looking to go ahead and maybe rotate off of engagement. Has the overdrive grenade in hand. There's it does get popped. Moving through right now is the entire team. Zero Chill tries to shotgun like it's skeet shooting out the air. Hippo landing in the bush and firing back though. To go ahead and stop that down. President down again, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thanks to Edgemead. Not yelling, get down, Mr. President, does result in that entire team knocked. An entire team wipe for Edgemead, ladies and gentlemen. As Enzyme low as well off of that rotate, crossing the river. Starks looking to go ahead and just hit some damage to hold them back, but that's so risky. Because there's that third party, ladies and gentlemen. What we've been seeing the entire day has been third party after third party. Suede finds out Enzyme. Takes that elimination for themselves. And if we can have a look at the map for just a second over here. I need to see how many teams are in this area. There's a good amount of people over here to third, fourth, fifth, and sixth party. As Miko with the God loadout right now. Gold shotgun, gold pistol, pizza in hand as well. The overdrive grenades for mobility. And then, of course, you have your teammates as well. Dragon and AWAC. Who, all of them, by the way, have at least a golden item in inventory. AWAC being the only one, unfortunately, over there. But still, purple shotgun, Nemesis assault rifle. Not the rarity of the gun that makes the damage. It's the player itself. How you're able to go ahead and play through it. And Mika knows how to play through with this pistol. Big chunk of damage through that mist. They're just going to opt to rotate out right now. They're watching the zone. They need to play off of this rotation. They don't want to get what they've been doing. They don't want to get third-partied. That's been the name of the game for this Wednesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As we see, Zero Chill and P are down. Volix, the last one alive. In fact, P gonna be confirmed over there in a matter of seconds. Zero Chill still bleeding out very slowly. Boss, not Nitro and Grimy World right now. Still alive within this. They spot out Mika. Boss gonna pop that reload first. I want to run off of ammo. Or out of ammo, I should say. Off of the spray. Chooses not to spray it down, though, as up close and personal to not Nitro is Fabo. Taken out, though, but not Nitro as well. Beamed. Grimy World shot at tremendously as well. Boss attempts to beam through the sky. Grimy World 8 HP looking for the rotate off of the Skyline deployer, but gets caught out by none other than Edgemead. AWAC finding those shots to connect. And all of a sudden, in a matter of seconds, Boss, the last alive, and in a horrible situation right now. Doesn't get the heals off of the slurp battles. Popped the cone way too early. And none of those slurp battles hit. Ty still has his 18 shields over there. It's a disastrous rotate for Ty. And I mean, look who else is over here. It's Enzyme and company too. Edgemead going through this entire cavernous bulls inside of Sus Studios. And they walk out with a couple more eliminations to their name. And they had 15 already, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to mind you, they had 17 in the previous game. They're about to break what they had in that last match almost instantly. Suave Suede still over there. Boss looking for a reboot perhaps over in Sus Studios. And it looks like Edgemead's gonna let it happen. Listen, that's free KP perhaps, man. Will Suede and company let it happen? Boss taken down eventually from that storm damage, but it doesn't matter. I mean, look at the chemistry between Edgemead as they wait for the reboot to go through. Count down that 3, 2, 1. And then get more KP on board, just like that. Mika gliding in right now, finds out where Suave is, breaks the wall down, climbs up, cannot find a way into this 1-by-1. Edits come through from Suave, looking for the opportunity, but look at Edgemead jumping right through, mantling through. A little mistake from Dragon over there. The mantle screwing him over just a tiny bit, but Mika right there to go ahead and trade it out. AWAC can maybe go ahead for a revive over here. Dragon crawling ever so slowly. Mika looking to go ahead, pop some shields. Dragon still crawling, still alive somehow within this. No one focusing to get that thirst, to get that confirm. And the ball is out in a quick metal box up. And the Riz getting stuck by Dragon. Now finally, Suave, Tricks, they moving in. Will they find this revive? And will they cancel it? No, Dragon is back up within this. And AWAC on the height. AWAC on the height with the spray from the Nemesis. Changes the tide, turns the tide. And now, they put Suave and Suede in a 3v2 situation. That is insanity off of the spray. Meanwhile, CBK inside New Sanctuary. They chilling. Typo and company. They're chilling in the bulls. Honestly, we should just free cam around Suede and around Edgemead. The zone ever so tiny as the rotates will come through over to New Sanctuary. Look how many players biding their time. And once again, somehow, someway on the height is Edgemead. Zipline gets taken. Bolts come out now. And that does get heard by the teams over on the west side of the zone. Sprays come through. Trots Trio trying to bob and weave every bullet, and I believe those bullets are coming from Edgemead on the height. CBK still chilling inside, and there's that practiced height advantage, that practiced bridging coming through from Edgemead once again over here. As the overdrive grenades go through, they're looking to take that far side of zone where no one is. Build the height up over here. Have an entire overview. This is a beautiful reposition. But do they see the team on their right? Sprays through the builds. Gets a big chunk of damage over there is Dragon. And now finally, spots out the duo that they were fighting. Suede, Suave, building up ever so quickly. Trying to cover up from Edgemead over here. Edgemead, they have their 17, ladies and gentlemen. They have tied up with game number 1's outcome. Can they go ahead, win this out, get a second win on board, and push that leaderboard so far up? They are sitting at 99 points currently, ladies and gentlemen. And that's not even counting the kills that they have within this. CBK still inside, and I wonder how risky this is going to be for CBK. Usually in-game like this, when you're inside of a pre-existing POI build, it does go ahead and trap you for a little bit. Swayed, unfortunately, taken out from that storm damage over there as well. And the shots from Mika, which means that kill does go to Edgemead again. Mika looking to clear it up one more time as Zaya taken out. Suave on the edge of zone with a couple of sprays on the height. Spots up Edgemead. And look at the height advantage that Edgemead took in a couple of seconds. They have an overview over everyone. Aska, though, takes out Suave, takes us down to our top 3. And they've been chilling the entire time. They've been biding their time and waiting for someone to push into them. And it finally happened in that top 4 situation. As now Storm moving one more time. Storm number 9. Uzumaki goes in as if it's fight night. And punches his way to that elimination. And Edgemead didn't need to do anything. They just sat up on top. They walk away with 22 and a victory royale. Every team did not worry about the storm, and they all fell to it. Edgemead sat atop a mountain that was unclimbable, unconquerable, and they let everyone else do the work as they walk away with a 22 kill victory royale for game number 2. I don't think I can count to how high these points are going to be for Edgemead. I'm just going to say that right now. We're going to get that scores up very quickly. But what a Prem division right now that we have. We have so much talent in this Premier Division. Saints Joseph's, CBK, Edgemead, RHB, ZWK, so many schools going in it. But all of them, at the end of it, falling to Edgemead in that final zone. I want to take you through what that was, because I was talking over completely different teams over there. Edgemead keeps the height. They spray down at some bulls. Meanwhile, on the inside, we have gauntlets going through. Aska gets an elimination over there. Gets a knock, I should say. And there's so much damage output down low that as the storm number 10 or 11, mind you, moves in, it does so much damage, 8 damage per second, that it wipes out everyone. And Edgemead sitting on top of the mountain, whatever little damage that they did to whatever player that walled up down below as the storm came in, they got those eliminations. It pushed them up from that 17 to that 22. That is insanity to witness here on ASL. I know Ultradism is at his parent-teacher meeting right now. And he's going to be watching this VOD later to see what he missed out on. And number 1, he's going to think of all the puns he could have said. Number 2, he's going to be in absolute awe in what we just witnessed at the end of that game. I'm looking at some of the scores right now, ladies and gentlemen. Results are going to be finalized before tomorrow, don't you worry. Again, one-man army. Shout out Peach in the background for that, for the broadcast and hosting solo. But the points right now is absolute insanity. Because Edgemead is a kill shy of 40 with 208 points. That is a 100-point difference between first and second. I'm speechless at that. I'm genuinely speechless at Edgemead High. That is insanity to actually see in front of my very eyes. 39 kills, 208 points in 2 games. And mind you, 2 wins as well. They won both games back to back. All I'm saying is, to all these other schools, if you're not understanding that the biggest threat to you guys right now is Edgemead, y'all gotta focus up. Y'all gotta try to go ahead and get a new strat around this. Because clearly Edgemead don't care who is in front of them. They're running through them. They want to be the ruler. They want to be the destroyer. They want to be the bringer of war in Fortnite. They want to be the mountain that no one can climb. The conqueror of ASL. And they're doing it week after week. So to every other team over there, y'all gotta up it. Y'all gotta bring it on right now. Because this is just week 2. Term 2 is a long term, okay? We got about, what, 7 weeks of term 2. So these teams need to kind of have this plan right now to take down the top of this leaderboard, Edgemead, for the 2nd week in a row. But that is Wednesday completed. That is Fortnite completed. And that is week number 2 of ASL completed. Once again, thank you guys for being a part of this Wednesday broadcast. Shout out Peach again for doing a fantastic job of switching between these scenes, spectating this amazing talent, and of course hosting the stream as well. And on top of that, hosting the tournament as well, working through Discord and working through all the codes and stuff as well. Peach, you deserve a raise, my man. That's all I'm saying. Also, get your time off prepared. Get leave prepared, because you need it. But thank you guys so much for being here. That's going to be a wrap of it all in today's work. So for now, good night.